In this session, we'll explore how chromatographic peaks can reveal the health of your HPLC system. Every curve, tail, or front tells you something about what's happening inside your instrument. By the end, you'll see how small details in your chromatogram can help you troubleshoot big analytical challenges. This slide gives us a roadmap for today's journey. We'll start by understanding peak shape signals, then move into practical fixes like defeating peak tailing and solving peak fronting. After that, we'll cover handling broad peaks before finishing strong with prevention and protocols to keep everything running smoothly. Think of it as your complete guide to mastering peak performance in HPLC. This section marks the beginning of our first main topic, peak shape signals. Here, we'll treat the chromatogram like a diagnostic tool that speaks to us through its shape. Whether a peak is tailing, fronting, or broad, it's sending clues about what's wrong. Let's learn to read those clues like a chromatography detective. Chromatogram as a diagnostic tool. Every chromatogram you record carries hidden information about your system's condition. Tailing peaks may point to unwanted interactions or mechanical blockages. Fronting often hints at solvent mismatches or overloading the column. Broadening, on the other hand, tells you your system might be losing efficiency due to extra column effects, all of which can be caught early if you know what to look for. Foundation of good chromatography. The foundation of every beautiful, symmetrical peak lies in good chemistry and precise control. Start with a column that matches your analyte's polarity and then fine-tune parameters like pH, ionic strength, and organic modifier. pH helps control ionization. Ionic strength protects against unwanted interactions, and the organic solvent adjusts elution power. Together, these factors create the balance that gives you clean, sharp, trustworthy peaks. Defeating peak tailing. Now we dive into defeating peak tailing, one of the most common and frustrating HPLC problems. When your peaks drag their tails, you lose resolution and accuracy. The good news is, once you know what's causing it, hardware, chemistry, or method setup, it's fully fixable. Let's look at how to bring those peaks back into perfect shape. Hardware sources of tailing. Hardware issues are the most frequent culprits behind peak tailing. Blocked frits or a contaminated guard cartridge create turbulence, disrupting flow and stretching peaks. Sometimes, a void at the column inlet can cause the same effect, giving you a distorted signal. The fix can be as simple as replacing a guard or flushing the column to restore smooth, laminar flow. Chemistry fixes for tailing. When the problem isn't mechanical, chemistry often holds the key. Lowering the mobile phase pH can protonate residual silanol groups, reducing unwanted interactions with basic analytes. Increasing buffer concentration helps shield charged analytes and improve peak symmetry. For stubborn cases, using specialized end-capped columns or ion pair reagents can give you that clean, Gaussian peak profile you're aiming for. Method tweaks to remove tailing. Sometimes, even after fixing hardware and chemistry, a few smart method tweaks make all the difference. You can try separating hidden interference by using a longer column or adjusting selectivity. Neutralizing active sites with volatile modifiers helps mask problem areas that interact too strongly. And always remember, minimizing extra column effects through shorter tubing or smaller detector cells can dramatically sharpen your results. Solving peak fronting. Next up is solving peak fronting, where peaks lean forward instead of stretching back. It's the mirror image of tailing, but equally troublesome. Fronting peaks can make quantitation tricky and suggest your sample is rushing ahead of the mobile phase. Thankfully, a few simple adjustments can bring your peaks back to symmetry. Solvent strength-induced fronting. When the injection solvent is stronger than the mobile phase, the analytes bolt out too quickly, creating a slanted, front-heavy peak. The cure is elegant in its simplicity. Match your injection solvent to the starting mobile phase. This ensures that the analyte travels evenly through the column, producing a crisp, balanced shape. It's a small change that delivers a big improvement in chromatographic performance. Overloading and column capacity. Another cause of fronting is overloading the column, either too much sample or too large a volume. This saturates the stationary phase, making analytes break through prematurely. To fix it, Reduce your injection concentration or volume, or switch to a column with a larger internal diameter. Keeping the load within the column's capacity ensures symmetrical peaks and consistent quantitation. Handling broad peaks. Now let's tackle handling broad peaks, where your peaks lose sharpness and spread out. Broad peaks mean lost efficiency and poor resolution between compounds. This issue often appears when your column or sample conditions are pushed beyond their linear range. Luckily, a few simple steps can help you bring back those tight, well-defined peaks. Overload control for large peaks. Large peaks from major components can easily exceed column capacity, causing flat tops or rounded shoulders. The solution is to dilute your sample, reduce the injection size, or upgrade to a higher capacity column. Think of it as balancing your signal to stay within the instrument's comfort zone. With those adjustments, you'll get peaks that are not only symmetrical, but also fully quantitative. Prevention and protocol. Prevention is the heart of good chromatography, and this section is all about consistency. Regular maintenance and smart monitoring keep your instrument healthy and your data reliable. It's much easier to prevent peak problems than to fix them after they appear. Let's see what a solid preventive checklist looks like. Routine maintenance checklist. Good habits make great chromatograms. Replace your guard column on schedule to stop contamination before it starts. Keep an eye on system pressure for early signs of blockages, and always verify pH and buffer freshness. Documenting column history helps you catch small drifts before they become big problems. Your logbook is your best diagnostic tool. Decision tree for peak faults. When problems do show up, a structured approach saves time. Start by inspecting your hardware, frits, guards, and connections. Then review method conditions like solvent strength and sample load, followed by fine-tuning chemistry, such as pH or buffer concentration. Finish by validating with standards and documenting every change so you can trace results confidently. And that brings us to the end. Thank you for joining this deep dive into HPLC peak behavior. We've seen how small clues in peak shape can reveal big insights into your system's health. With the right mix of maintenance, chemistry, and observation, every chromatogram becomes a reliable story of your analysis. Remember, consistency, care, and curiosity are the keys to chromatography that performs beautifully every time.